The energy around you is changing. Chosen one, pause for a moment. Take a deep breath. Feel what's happening around you. Not through your eyes, but through your spirit. The atmosphere is different, isn't it? The tension you once felt is starting to lift. The doors that stayed locked for so long are beginning to move. The resistance that used to drain you is losing its grip. That's because everything is shifting in your favor right now. It might not look like it yet, but energy moves before evidence. You're not waiting for your breakthrough. You're standing inside the early vibration of it. The wind has changed direction. Grace is aligning the pieces. Heaven is whispering, "It's time." You have passed the test. You've endured so much. The kind of storms that could have destroyed anyone else didn't take you down. You've been tested in silence, misunderstood in public, and refined in private. And through it all, you stayed faithful. You kept believing when nothing made sense. You kept showing up when no one clapped. You kept choosing peace even when chaos invited you to fight. That kind of faith does not go unnoticed in heaven. Every test you've passed has become the foundation for this moment. You thought you were surviving, but you were actually qualifying. And now that your spirit has proven resilient, your circumstances are catching up with your readiness. Everything that once opposed you is now being realigned to assist you. The shift you're sensing is heaven's confirmation. You've passed the test. The power of divine reversal. There's something beautiful about divine reversals, when everything that worked against you begins to work for you. The same situations that once brought tears will soon bring clarity. The same people who doubted you will become witnesses to your becoming. The same doors that rejected you will open wider than before, not out of pity, but purpose. When God shifts things in your favor, He doesn't just fix what was broken. He multiplies what was lost. He restores, renews, and repositions you in places that match your true identity. You're not just about to be blessed, you're about to be vindicated. This is not compensation for your pain. It's confirmation of your calling. So if life has felt heavier lately, don't misread it. Pressure always increases right before the shift breaks open. That weight you feel is not punishment, it's transformation. Everything is being rearranged to serve you. When heaven decides, no one can deny. You don't have to chase what's already yours. When heaven decides to move, no opposition can stand. What's coming your way has been delayed, but never denied. It's been stored, protected, and reserved, with your name on it. Chosen one, when God says it's time, everything responds. Opportunities find you. People are drawn to you. Paths clear for you. And here's the beauty of it. You won't have to fight for it anymore. The striving season is ending. The surrendering season is beginning. You've done enough running, fixing, and forcing. Now it's time to flow. The energy around you is shifting because divine order is being restored. You're stepping out of resistance and into rhythm. Heaven's rhythm. The signs of the shift. You'll know you're in this season because the signs are undeniable. Things that used to exhaust you no longer affect you. You feel more peace even without having all the answers. People from your past suddenly resurface, not for closure, but for clarity. Random moments feel significant, as if the universe is sending you subtle nods that you're aligned. Synchronicities, coincidences, timing, they're not random. They're confirmation. You've stepped into divine flow. Every step now feels guided. Every decision feels lighter. Every delay feels purposeful instead of painful. That's how you know. Everything is shifting in your favor right now. The end of the struggle season. For too long, you've lived in survival mode, fighting, fixing, and holding on by a thread. But survival is not your permanent state. It was just your training ground. The same endurance that kept you alive in hard seasons will now keep you steady in blessed ones. You are moving from chaos to clarity, from exhaustion to ease, from battle to breakthrough. You are stepping into a flow where blessings will not feel like burdens, where peace will not be fleeting, but foundational, where joy will not be an event, but a rhythm. Chosen one, the struggle season is over. The lessons remain, but the suffering ends. Now comes the reward, the quiet, steady favor that follows faithful endurance. When you let go, things grow. Part of this shift is internal. You are learning to let go, not because you've given up, but because you've grown wise. You're no longer chasing what drains you. You're no longer begging for validation from the wrong places. And in that surrender, life begins to flow again. Letting go doesn't mean losing. It means making space for alignment. You're allowing what's meant for you to reach you without interference. That's the secret of divine timing. The moment you release control, you become magnetic to everything that's truly yours. So breathe deeply and trust. What's leaving your life is clearing space for what's already on its way. The quiet reward of obedience. Sometimes you've wondered, did my faith really matter? You obeyed when others mocked you. You prayed when it looked pointless. You believed in silence. And now, heaven is whispering, I saw it all. Every quiet act of faith built momentum in the unseen realm. Now it's catching up to you in the physical. Blessings are moving toward you at divine speed. Not because you demanded them, but because you demonstrated trust. That's how chosen ones receive favor, through faith, not force. You are walking proof that obedience always precedes overflow. The alignment of relationships, purpose, and timing. One of the most powerful signs of this shift is the recalibration of your relationships. People who no longer align with your peace will fade naturally. You won't have to argue or explain. Distance will happen quietly. At the same time, new connections are being orchestrated. People who speak your soul's language will appear without effort. Purpose partners, divine collaborators, real friends who reflect your future, not your past. This is divine alignment in action. When everything shifts in your favor, even your circle changes shape. God is not only blessing your path, He's editing your environment. The miracle of momentum. Have you noticed how momentum feels lately? It's not forced. It's not frantic. It's flowing. That's the miracle of divine momentum. It happens naturally when you stop trying to control outcomes. The right ideas come at the right time. The right people say yes without convincing. The right doors open without knocking. You're not being lucky. You're being aligned. This is heaven's version of acceleration. Peaceful progress that feels effortless. It's the energy of finally. Finally, things are making sense. Finally, prayers are manifesting. Finally, peace feels possible again. That's how you know. Everything is shifting in your favor right now. Staying humble through the blessing. As this favor unfolds, humility will keep you steady. The chosen are not called to boast. They are called to bless. Your elevation is not about showing off. It's about showing light. Let your gratitude speak louder than your success. Let your peace preach louder than your words. That's how divine promotion works, quietly, gracefully, purposefully. And remember, the same grace that lifted you will sustain you. Don't lose your connection with the source once the blessings start pouring in. Stay grounded in gratitude, anchored in faith, and open to giving. You are not waiting. You are witnessing. Many people think they're waiting for change, but the chosen understand they are witnessing it in real time. This moment, right now, is not a prelude. It's a part of the miracle. Look around you with spiritual eyes. The signs of shift are everywhere. Unexpected peace after long turmoil. Unexplained clarity after confusion. Small wins that come without struggle. Those are not coincidences. They're confirmations. You are walking in answered prayer. So instead of saying, I'm waiting for my breakthrough, begin saying, I'm witnessing my breakthrough. Because you are. A word for your spirit. Chosen one, hear this clearly. You are not behind. You are right where you're meant to be. Every detour brought direction. Every heartbreak built wisdom. Every delay prepared capacity. Nothing has been wasted. Everything has been working quietly, invisibly, faithfully, in your favor. You've reached the turning point. Life is rearranging itself to match your new vibration. People, opportunities, blessings. They're finding you because your frequency now matches your destiny. And this is just the beginning. A moment to declare it. Before you leave the space, declare it with faith. Everything is shifting in my favor right now. Say it once quietly, then again louder with conviction. Let it echo in your soul until it feels real, because it is. And if this message resonates, don't just keep it to yourself. Write it below. Share your story. Your words might become the confirmation someone else has been praying for. If you're reading this and you feel seen, subscribe. Stay connected, Stay growing. Because there's a community of chosen souls rising right now, and you're one of them. Together, we affirm. Faith is still stronger than fear. Peace is still possible after pain. And God's timing is still perfect always. The final word. Chosen one. This is your season of divine shift. Not next month. Not someday. Now. You are walking through the unseen doorway of answered prayer. What was once stuck is moving. What was once heavy is lifting. What was once confusing is becoming clear. You are no longer in opposition with life. You are in alignment with it. So walk with faith. Speak with gratitude. Move with quiet confidence. Because everything, yes, everything, is shifting in your favor right now. And when the world asks how you did it, simply smile and say, Grace did it. Chosen one, you can feel it, even if you can't explain it. There is something sacred moving through the atmosphere of your life. It's quiet but undeniable, invisible yet powerful. Every event, every delay, every unexpected encounter has been quietly positioning you for this very moment. This is not coincidence. This is divine orchestration. Everything is shifting in your favor right now. Not because of luck, not because of timing, but because you have been prepared through every trial you've endured. You may not have seen the full picture, but heaven has been working behind the scenes, rearranging what you thought was lost and turning it into alignment. The waiting, the uncertainty, the seasons of silence, they were all building something inside you. They were creating resilience, wisdom, patience, and faith. You were not being punished. You were being prepared. You were not being overlooked. You were being protected. Now, the shift you have prayed for is unfolding, quietly and perfectly, in divine timing. The energy around you has changed. What once felt stuck is moving. What once felt confusing is now becoming clear. The opportunities you thought you missed are reappearing in better form, more suited to who you've become. That's the beauty of divine order. When it's your time, nothing and no one can stop what is meant for you. For so long, you walked through shadows, wondering if the light would ever find you again. You questioned whether all the pain had a purpose, whether the loneliness meant anything at all. But chosen souls are always tested in silence before they are revealed in glory. The isolation you experienced wasn't abandonment, it was consecration. You were being separated, refined, and molded to carry a different kind of grace, one that not everyone is built for. Now, that grace is about to become visible. Heaven is ready to showcase what has been forming in secret. The things that broke, you have now become the reason you stand stronger. The disappointments that once confused you will soon make perfect sense. The people who left were not part of your future, and their absence created the space for new connections designed by destiny. This is not random. This is alignment. Everything is shifting in your favor right now, and you can feel it in subtle ways. Peace returning to places where anxiety once lived. A quiet confidence rising where doubt used to reign. Ideas and inspirations flowing easily, as if the universe itself is whispering encouragement into your spirit. Doors opening without effort. Conversations turning into opportunities. Unexpected favor showing up where you least expected it. This is divine acceleration. But don't confuse it with chaos. This is not a rush, it's a rhythm. The rhythm of grace, the timing of God. What took years of effort before will begin to unfold effortlessly now. What once demanded force will now flow with ease. Chosen one, the shift is not only external, it's internal first. You have changed in ways you might not even see yet. You've stopped begging for what was never meant for you. You've stopped explaining your calling to those who could never understand it. You've stopped fighting to be seen, and instead, you've learned to rest in the knowing that you already are seen by the one who matters most. You no longer chase. You attract. You no longer worry. You trust. You no longer doubt. You discern. That is spiritual maturity, and it's why the shift has finally begun. Because the universe, or rather divine law, cannot release certain blessings until you are energetically ready to carry them. Many times, the delay wasn't because the promise wasn't real. It was because the vessel wasn't ready. And now that your heart is purified, your intentions are clear, and your spirit has matured, everything that was held back is being released in rapid sequence. This is the season of divine release. What was delayed is being delivered. What was blocked is being opened. What was confusing is being clarified. Every prayer you whispered when you felt forgotten has been heard, recorded, and is now returning as manifestation. You are not forgotten. You are favored. And favor looks like everything starting to align without strain. There will be signs, small but undeniable confirmations. You might notice the right people appearing, the right message showing up at the right moment, the right opportunity arriving when you least expect it. These are not coincidences. They are divine signals that you have entered your shift. Sometimes the shift won't look like success at first. It may come as endings, changes, or separations. But remember, when God realigns your life, He first removes what cannot go where you're headed. Every departure is direction. Every loss is leading you toward something greater. So instead of mourning what left, celebrate what's making room. Instead of fearing what's changing, trust what's unfolding. Because you are not losing anything essential. You are being elevated into everything necessary. Your mindset is expanding. Your faith is deepening. Your sense of purpose is strengthening. You are beginning to see that everything, even the painful parts, has been working together for your good. What you once called failure was simply redirection. What you once saw as rejection was divine protection. What you once considered delay was actually preparation. Now, all those separate pieces are coming together, forming a picture that finally makes sense. You are entering a season where alignment replaces anxiety, and peace becomes your default setting. Opportunities will begin to flow naturally, because you've stepped into your authentic frequency, the vibration of truth, peace, and faith. And as this happens, your influence will grow. Your light will begin to touch others who are still searching for hope. That's part of your calling, too. Not just to rise, but to help others rise. Not just to receive, but to reflect. So as your life shifts, stay grounded. Stay humble. Remember where you came from and who carried you through it. Gratitude will amplify the blessing. Arrogance will repel it. Chosen one, this is your time, but it's not just for you. It's for everyone connected to you. Your breakthrough is the beginning of someone else's belief. Your testimony will become the reason another person holds on when they want to give up. That's why it matters that you stay faithful right now. Don't give in to fear. Don't retreat into doubt. The moment things feel uncertain, remind yourself, the shift is happening for me, not to me. Everything is aligning for your growth, your expansion, your next level. The job, the home, the relationships, the timing. All of it is being rearranged so that you can step fully into purpose. And purpose never comes early. It always arrives when you've learned enough to sustain it. That's where you are now. The reason it feels lighter lately is because the spiritual resistance is lifting. The warfare you felt in the past months was a sign of how close you were to breakthrough. The enemy always fights hardest when you're about to step into the season of manifestation. But he's lost his grip now. The fog is clearing. The path is visible again. You're not in the valley anymore. You're on the incline. Every step forward now has momentum attached to it. The universe is cooperating with your obedience. And as it happens, remember to speak life. Words carry creative power. Declare favor daily. Speak peace over your plans. Affirm that you are walking in divine timing. The shift becomes stronger when you align your language with your destiny. Say it often. Everything is shifting in my favor right now. Repeat it until your spirit believes it. Because once belief becomes natural, manifestation becomes inevitable. And as you read this, pause for a moment. If this message resonates, take a second to acknowledge it. Comment what you're believing for. Share your testimony. Encourage someone else. When we declare together, the energy multiplies. If this word speaks to you, stay connected. Subscribe, follow. Join this journey of faith and purpose. Because there's something powerful happening among those who believe. A movement of light, truth, and divine timing. The chosen ones of this generation are waking up, and you're one of them. You're no longer the version of yourself that struggled to survive. You've evolved. You've grown. You've shed layers of fear and stepped into authenticity. You're now aligned with what's real, what's true, and what's meant. So walk with peace. Move with quiet confidence. Trust that every unseen shift is working in your favor. even when it's not visible yet. The winds are changing, the energy is aligning, and heaven is whispering again. Chosen one, everything is shifting in your favor right now. The question isn't whether it's happening, it's whether you're ready to receive it. And you are.